George and Heidi, living in the Philippines. Philippine antics on my screen. Laughs and moments, fun and bright. Stream and enjoy every week. Life can be tough, so you've got to be free. What you feed, your mind and soul, is up to you. Livestream king, queen on the rise. In the tropics, islands, feeling free. Adventures under the sun, we keep repeating. Learn love and life. Welcome to our crazy life. It's not what you say to everyone else that determines your life. It's what you whisper to yourself that has the greatest power. Come and see the fun we share. Life in the Philippines, everywhere. From the city lights to the beach, every segment in our reach, telling stories every day, expats and Filipino ways. Watch the magic come our way. Lights, camera, action, George and Heidi always near. Real life in expat life, it is what it is. Accept it, learn from it, grow from it, which we will. It doesn't matter what you've done, what matters is what you do from here. Returning to life, love, and the Philippines, let's begin. Welcome to our crazy life. It's not what you say to everyone else that determines your life. It's what you whisper to yourself that has the greatest power. Come and see the fun we share. Life in the Philippines, everywhere.
Good morning, Magandang po. I am flying solo today. This is the first time I've had control of everything, guys. So let me know how the sound is. Be sure to comment. Be sure to do a thumbs up, because when you guys do that, or a thumbs down, it pushes it out the algorithm. Guys, we haven't heard from World Zoom in 4 months by his own ears and from his own word. And it looks like he put a video out in the last, actually put two. He did a short and said he didn't know if he would talk about it. I figured he would talk about it when it happened. We all did. And also, he put a video out. Guys, go check out World Zoom. He's back, but he's back in the United States, and he had a lot to say about the Philippine government and immigration, his stay, and he should have known that. He was in a Thai jail, so he kind of had an idea what he was up against here. Right, free Barry. I hear you. That's what he's saying. So he did talk about Barry Jordan. He went on about a lot of things. He said the people were really nice, salt of the earth. He just said the government is the big C. And he went on and on and on about that in his video, and there'll be another one coming up. He says he's got footage. I'm assuming they definitely let him have cell phones and all of this. I guess he's saying he has a bunch of stuff. It was funny, though, just a few days ago, another gentleman claimed that he went up there to go see him. He's put like 2 or 3 videos. He was a guy that attempted to go up and see him, and he got some footage of him. But looks like he's been back home for a little bit. So even at that point, he had already left. But guys, I want you guys to outright guess, because I don't. I'm curious myself. I don't watch these other channels that discuss all these things. I can give you guys my best guess who he's saying turned him in. But according to World Zoom or Paul, he said that he went in for a regular tourist visa. He said when it didn't go through online, he went in, they told him something, and then he came back, or they went down to see him. Either way, he's saying that's how he was grabbed. And he's saying it's based on his formal charges, that somebody turned in some unknown poster, and he said an expat turned him in. And I can only think of one person that he's had a lot of beef with. I mean, there's been, other things going on, but I would be curious on on everybody's guess on that. Back to probably all over the place on this. I'm flying solo because George went to Rizal. We went out and did things the last few days. I overdid it, as you guys know, and I've been on the steroids and antibiotics. Immune system is down, so there's just no way I'd be able to make it through another 2 days worth of trips. So I told him to go on because it was prearranged. So he took both drones with him, and he will get that footage. I miss him dearly. We did just celebrate yesterday. We've been together almost 6 years, but it was our 4th anniversary. And so I really miss him. He left out early. I was surprised. George was up at like 5 a.m. and out the door he actually went. So, yeah, Scott, you got a pretty good idea, a grip on that. And welcome back, everybody that's coming back, and to our members, moderators in the house. Sarah, hi. Cindy's first in the house. Good morning. Interesting talk, waiting for it. And she said, good morning. There is Sarah. Hello, Heidi. Hello, roomies. Again, I'm used to George doing this, so I'll be doing both. Hello, PA Squad, Philippine Antics. Scott in the World as I See It. Be sure to check out his channel. Longtime friend. Appreciate your support. And hello to everybody. Michelle, good morning, Michelle. Second Wind is in the house. Scooby-Doo's in the house from California. A lot of people from California. What's going on in California, guys? I just seen that somebody stole a vehicle, and now it's another one of those highway scenes. That's been happening a lot lately there, but it's one of those little, it's not a Prius. What are them little rabbit cars, Scions or whatever? So I was like, if I'm going to, if I'm going to take a car, I would go for something expensive, probably just somebody on the run or something, but I've seen that. So, and let's see, this is Lori Rowe. Good morning from Queensland, Australia, a place I would like to see. Love you guys. Thank you. All good. So that's good. I had to actually, he was on the road and sent me a photo, and he usually adjusts the soundboard too. As you see, I got a different setup a little bit. So I've actually brought the microphone up underneath me. So I'm hoping it'll be better. Sound is great. Free Barry. Yeah, and there's not a whole lot I know about Barry except for some arguments and some attacks and different things happen. I've heard all kinds of odd stuff on Barry. I know some people went up and got some footage of him in the jail where they put the expats. And no, if you are taken in by immigration, or if you're taken in by the jail system because you've been arrested for something, the facilities are not the greatest here. You guys had seen that rap star when he was arrested for that incident in Cebu of the expat that was unalived. No, there's no fans. Usually there's not even uniforms. Usually you're using your own stuff. And a lot of people assume that the United States government is just going to rush in, get them out, and do things. And I guess somewhere, if you guys haven't watched that, World Zoom actually assumed, or Paul assumed, that maybe there was going to be something they would do. We've mentioned several times on this channel that you'd be lucky to even get a plane ticket out of here if you become homeless and a bunch of things happen to you. It's just not what they do. So they will come to visit you, give you a list of attorneys, and they will bring you, usually it's just vitamins. He said they brought him toothbrush, toothpaste, some other things, which was nice of them. Now, I do know that other expats that look out after the expats in the jails, like they'll find out that he was there and they'll bring care packages up and try to help him out. Now, he mentioned Sheila. Does anybody know Sheila, or is that just a name that he actually gives this girl? Because according to an inside source in guards, they're saying his wife kept showing up, and we actually announced it as what it was, because in the newspapers they kept saying that Paul was up there for a permanent visa, They didn't mention anything about a tourist visa, but according to Paul, that's what he actually was getting, was a tourist visa. So with the girlfriend at his side, supposedly he was trying to get attorneys and a bunch of other things, but the US government will not get you out of a sticky spot. They're just there to give you a list of people and make sure that you're okay and that your rights aren't being majorly violated. But it seems to be that Paul was discussing things down to the mosquitoes, how everything was in the open. He said there were kids there. That I seen that in a Mexico setting, where I've seen like whole like encampments where they have kids that were born within there and they just leave them in there. But I didn't know that they would do that all the way through. So um, probably Mark. If I had to guess, that would be my guess because every man has a story, has his own issues, and he had a problem also. He had his own issues going on, where he had been banned from the coffee shop and had issues with people around town. And then there was the World Zoom incident where they went back and forth saying things about each other. And he was participating in that and called him, trying to think of the words because it just came up in my feed again. So what was it? Probably because I watched the World Zoom video. Remind me, guys. He said something. He called him either a criminal troll, attacked his wife, somewhere along the line. I think the word criminal and troll came up in the same thing. But I want to let you guys know and make it clear that this is a discussion today. This is an open discussion, and basically, this is an update and to let you guys know that now that he's discussing what happened in jail, that the issues of the United States government helping you if you guys go to jail will be very minimal. The process to get out of here, I'm surprised it was only 4 months, to be honest. And maybe it's because he was fighting, because according to the guards, he was getting an attorney and his girlfriend was getting an attorney. They said his wife, but World Zoom's calling it his girlfriend. Somebody else said that it was his wife too. I don't know. Remember, guys, we get a lot of misinformation or people trying to get us to say stuff on air. You'd be surprised how many things we receive a week about people. But that would be my guess. Good morning. Smile and be happy. Thank you. Happy anniversary. I miss the guy. So it's kind of like, yeah, not Mark, huh? I miss the guy. Good morning, California Bear. I've been mostly since yesterday afternoon. I went to sleep for a little bit, but I was up bright and early with George. So, and I wasn't going to do a live. We just discussed just doing, we were supposed to go or just, I was supposed to go with him and doing the trip to Roselle. And I said, nah, just leave me behind. Good morning, Victoria, Heidi, and George, wherever you are, and everyone, happy anniversary. Thank you. White Bronco. Yeah, right. Hillbilly Pyro, good morning. And OJ Chase. There's been several in California, but this one seems to be one of the little scions, or I call them the little rabbit cars. I'm gardening and listening. Pardon if no response. Good morning, Thera. Good morning. Good morning, Bruce. Hi, everyone. Good morning and good evening. Why does anyone care? I don't know the guy. He's nothing to me. You should not take any joy in the trouble of others, in my opinion. It's content. And we covered him, and from World Zoom himself to him getting out and him saying he made it back to the US, evidently he's put the content out about it. So I get it, and that is for sure. I definitely get it. Good morning, Mike Ross. Got an opinion, huh? You're spreading misinformation you're getting from trolls. Kind of hypocritical, don't you think? Well, why would that be hypocritical, Mike Ross? Possibly you're on the wrong channel right now. So, spreading what misinformation? Me, of all people, us, of all people, all the channels you go on, you got a problem here? Really? No, not hypocritical. He put his own stuff. That's not misinformation. So, but there you go. Hello, world. Hello, Philippines, and everyone. Good morning from Saudi Arabia. It's 3:40 a.m. Wow. Justice for World Zoom. That's what he's actually. I'd be interested to see the actual second video of him talking about the jail. But I mean, if you end up in the system, it's a third world. It's a third world country. So I would expect no air conditioning, bugs, probably no blankets, no fans. All of that actually existed for sure. So, hi, bro, Mike Ross. Good to see you. Say hello, 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 Robin, Mari. Good morning, Bruce. Looks like a storm coming here. Sky is dark. Yeah, it's been raining every day. So, working on my giant yard. Working on my giant yard, had to cut the trimmer off to cool down. Yeah, I can only imagine. See Bruce going back and forth. California Bear, what's up? What's new, California Bear? World Zoom claimed he knew who turned him in. So yeah, not gossip. It's from his own mouth. None of this is gossip. That other guy that did a video about a week ago, now that would have been some sort of, this is coming directly from Paul's mouth. So, and really, I don't have much more than that. He's going to be putting out another video. That's for sure. And he says he's going to go into details. The biggest thing that he was talking about, and I think I've heard a bunch of different things about immigration, but the one thing he was discussing is that there were tables full of money. And I'm just going to give you a roundabout statement. What he stated is that, money was being collected, but he didn't see paperwork and it was being divvied up among the people inside there. That could still be agencies that come in and processing visas and different things. But he said they were all Korean and Chinese, is what he said. But if he didn't see the paperwork, I didn't get that either. That's for sure. Yep, sorry. George from Philippine Antics going to enter chat board from afar. No, he's actually on the road. So he might even be where he's going to be. Rizal. So is where he went. No, not today. George has gone live because I've actually not done well myself. But after I seen World Zoom make his appearance, I thought I would too. So that you can only stay down for so long. So I took in a baby kitten, needs fed every 3 hours, keeping me awake, but he is going to make it now. He's a lot stronger. Yeah, that's like the kitten, the last one we had. I'm still trying to figure out how old he is. I don't know how old he is, or she. It's no longer a he now that it was. So we've had her for a month and we named her Geo because it was Geo's birthday. Geo is one of the 10 or 20 vloggers that a lot of people are watching that watch us, and it came up in the feed, and he was discussing it was his birthday, and so we named her Geo based on that. And now that we can see that she's about a month older, it's not a male, it's a female, so it's Gia now. So no other reason. My thought is no. I'm not 100%, but and now that he's sitting around and talking about corruption and a bad government and all that, no. You could be sitting here and talking out the side of your head like that here, and they'll definitely blacklist you. So I doubt that he comes back here. So, but I would, if it is what he's going on about, then no. I mean, I don't think so. I'll probably go through some of the comments because a lot of people aren't believing his story according to the sections and stuff. Let's see. Now, this is a big story. This got covered by 10 or 15 channels, and I'm sure the others will actually cover it. I mean, I'm not going to be the only one that covers this, and if I am, then I guess I am. I'm just wrapping up that the dude is home, and he's saying that it wasn't what it was. He said it had nothing to do with taxes or back money or anything. He said he knows the expat that turned him in and made a fake poster. And I was like, well, that's nothing new. They all talking about they're going to turn you in. They're all talking about doing something at some point. I mean, like I said, if that would happen to me, I'd be with chopsticks digging a hole all the way back to the United States 10 times by now for everybody that said that. But I guess people have to have content now, don't they? World Zoom. Yeah, there's a big consensus because he's saying it's strictly because of the old charge. And that's possible, but there are a lot of people. There's a lot of people that have old charges, especially being like he said, it's older, but if you calculate back, the original date of his charges might have went back that far. But as far as when all that happened to him, who knows? And it was a lot of money. So maybe that could be the reason. But he said it's not. He said that it's because they didn't bother to look. And they took that as they still wanted him and they didn't look back. Yeah, that's why Mark Thornton was upset, was the child brides of Dumageddon. I'm sure everybody remembers that. So that would be what really sent off Mark. So he put out a video called, and I did not have time to do the clips. Like I said, I just discovered this when I got up this morning. So Am I Really a Fugitive is a video that Paul from World Zoom put out. And he said, like I said, he went through and discussed that he went in after his renewal online really didn't work. He paid $3,000 and something, went in, and that's when they got him. He said it was based on a poster that somebody made up and brought in, and blah, blah, it just goes from there. The comments are actually starting to come in. So it's a lot of comments. They're going to actually comment. So it's higher than normal. So he's got almost 500 comments on a 5,000 video. Let's see what they got going on in here. Oh, well, that's true. It says someone named Dwayne came in and says, I love those trolls. He goes, as if they didn't know their comments help your channel. Yes, good or bad, they help. Pushes the algorithm. Somebody came in and said, this guy is a scam. He lies and steals. What an absolute horror story, Paul. Glad to see the channel is up and running again. It looks like he's, by the way, doing it out of his, where he was before, with like his parents' house. Are you back home in the States? Yes, he said he's back in the States. He said it would make a great movie. Somebody, let's see. He didn't answer about the blacklisted. Someone left a big note. Somebody was confronting him about a 13A, and that's what I heard he was applying for. And the newspapers, but you can't believe what the newspapers say either. Someone said pure extortion. Exactly. So he did respond to some of them. He said that he spent 400,000 initially, which is about 8,000 to start getting things done. And so that's what he said he put a bunch of stuff like money into this. 4 months. And he said there was a 10-year statute of limitation, is what he said. I don't know about that. Let's see. Welcome back. There's somebody saying that he's making excuses, POS. It's a hit and miss, but that's what it's actually doing at this point. Didn't World Zoom already admit it was his partner that turned him in? They owe, 1.5 million restitution. World Zoom hasn't paid a cent to date. That's what, yes, Mike, that's what originally was being said, that it was restitution and taxes and that he still owed something dealing with the insurance company. I'm not 100% sure on that, but that's what I heard. It was all the restitution not paid. So, and remember, not only did he spend time in the U.S. inside of a jail, he did in Thailand. And they initially mentioned the Thailand jail situation. So it's been multiple arrests. So I guess he tells lies when he puts it out there himself, and they're lies. He's actually going on. He says he's going to release another video. But like I said, it's kind of hard saying. I know the newspapers are not 100% correct, but multiple newspapers said that he was in there going for a permanent visa, not a. But it's hard saying. Heard the Zoomer talking about the bribes he saw. Another vlogger that none of the others have mentioned is the Chinese getting Americans SRRVs. Yeah, I don't know. I know that he's saying yes, that it was Chinese and Koreans. I mean, but he said that he seen the money, piles of money, but didn't see the paperwork. But I didn't. I'll let you know. I did not get through 100% of the video, so I really just want people's opinion on who they actually think, or do you actually, if you've seen the video, if you actually believe that's what's actually going on. All right, Dan told Hillbilly Power you were wrong. World Zoom travels are very important to U.S. expats because what happened to him applies to any of us. Somebody turned him in, an expat, and look what happened. Here's the thing. I'll let you know what George said and what some of his friends that actually live here, also the ones that he's with today, they know that there are problems in the Philippine government for sure, but you keep hearing all the time how these expats are turning people in. I've yet to see them. I've been here for several years. I've yet to see the ones that claim that they're going down like a rock. And now we have covered Mark in regards to what he did. We said he might be in trouble when he goes to renew his 13A up to deportation. But it doesn't mean that he's going. And it doesn't mean that if I send a letter or send something over and say, hey, take them away, that that's what's going to happen. Because like I said, if every time an expat did that, then there'd be a lot of people out of here. And so, but I'm not believing that this is where other Filipinos, and I'm not believing is that it was that easy. Just a poster that he said was altered, was turned in, and they based it on that, took him in, and then that was the end of it. And he couldn't get out after that, that it was all corrupt. Remember, he sat down with Old Dog and a bunch of people and told his story over and over again, the same story, and it was all off. I mean, we're talking really, really off. So that's where I stand on that one. So I had a prisoner like that in the US. He had nothing, not even a light bulb, had to get permission from the government to keep him that way. Oh, wow. Now you all are going to make me watch another expat channel. Um, he doesn't, I think only once did he actually go into his story, but it'd be interesting to see the story that he's going to spin on the government, being he spend to both of a bunch of them. And I mean, it's I'd be I feel he's a storyteller like what's his name? Scotty. Um, Scott. So I think he's a great storyteller, which second win, right? I don't know him either. Same way with Scott. There it is, regular guy. Yeah. So Scott's a great storyteller. He gets around and shows the areas. Take him with a grain of salt. And that's another thing. As many times as somebody said he was leaving, he's still here too. And if it was that easy, he'd have been gone months ago when all that was kicking up. That's why I call BS on that. Sorry, I got to get used to on and off here. Would Zoom shouldn't be talking about eruption? Yeah, when he's a thief talking about a scumbag. Yeah, it was kind of off. So that is for sure. Let me get rid of that. So, good morning, Racer X. Yeah, further down, Damien said, "Why? So why wasn't he extradited?" We actually don't know. I'm waiting from the story for him. So I don't know. It's been 4 months. Maybe he was. I don't know. And actually, we didn't hear anything when the newspapers released the story. There was nothing about extradition being done. That was another part of it. He was just held. So probably more just deported. I didn't hear nothing about extradition because we said that if they were after taxes or something more serious, that's what it would have been. But he went silent. And I think he's been home for a little bit. So he will certainly not be coming back just for the comments he has made. Never mind what happened before. Good morning, Bob. Good point, Bruce. Paul Cardwell. Let's see. It would be wise for World Zoom or Paul Cardwell to not return to the Philippines. There's other places he can go venture off to blog away his heart's content. Yeah, and I don't think he was blogging up to or vlogging up to that point. He just got into it. When the country reopened, probably about, I don't even know if it's even been 2 years ago because there were so many restrictions for so long. But I know that the first time he came in, there were still restrictions, but there was a boom in pretty much every other expat that arrived here that was vlogging. So I don't think that's his like MO, but I wouldn't. He had all those issues. So there were so many stories going around about, the different things that happened. They're saying he has a kid over in Thailand. He spent X amount of time over there when he was arrested for the situation. He went back to the US. He ended up coming back later. They said once again he was tossed out again. There was a bunch of stuff and he actually left again, and then he came back, and then boom, he wasn't here very long and there it was back out again. So I don't believe it happened that way last time. I think he just actually left. So yeah, lots of snakes on YouTube that will bite you fast. Yeah, but that's about, they can say that they will. I say that they can actually lunge, but they don't bite. I don't think any of them will actually. I think it's a lot of keyboard warriors, and it is meant to be content out there. So um, I give the example of I was talking about that Gypsy Rose case. She just got out and she went straight into full social media. And now the photos of her mother has come out. It didn't come out, they've been out for years, but they've recirculated. And now her same things are going on. Like she left her husband already. She was with a guy right away. She was pregnant. They're saying she faked her pregnancy and a bunch of stuff's coming up. And if you're in social media, we understand that that's what it is. Everything will be under the microscope. People get obsessed with you, even the small channels, even the small channels. And so it is what it is. And I actually do not and will not worry about it unless somebody is actually approaching me. And that's the way you have to handle it with media. They're just going to keep talking. So did it take me time to learn that lesson? Yes. And recently, in the last few weeks, I've talked to some major vloggers and also with our social media manager that is through YouTube. Okay. And we've got a whole new perspective right now. So let him talk. So, and that's just it. None of them are going to bite. True facts, Bob. I agree with you. I thought World Zoom did his time. Shouldn't he be forgiven for his past mistakes? What's your take? Yes, we said that. Yes, we said that. It is something that is, but there's nothing wrong with the discussion today. See, unlike other channels and other people taking takes on it, and not anything against you, Mike, we do appreciate you being here, is that we just discussed the current events, not something that happened, not something that went back from like 8 years, except for like dealing with the base story. Okay. So basically, World Zoom has put a video out that he actually he's back home. Okay. He's talking about how bad jail is, and he's talking how the US gave him minimal help. That's why we're covering this today. All right. So should he? Yes. If he's paid his debt to society and paid all of his fines and fees, okay, and everything, then yeah, he said that just like a lot of vloggers. So that's my take on it. He's not being roasted today, not for that situation. So that is for sure. Was his Thailand arrest linked to the US charge? Yes. They're saying they had found the warrant and he was extradited from there. Yes. I hate a thief. I've had my home and car broken into. I've been hearing that. Where did I hear that? That somebody just. Sorry to hear about that. Mike Ross, do you forgive him for what he did? That's a question. Good morning, our Philippine journey. How are you doing? Okay, I got to chime in. World Zoom, could you not have said it was his ex-partner that turned him in yet? World Zoom could not have said it was his ex-partner that turned him in yet. He has not said a thing since he was detained. More misinformation at this point. Gotta chime in. World Zoom could not have said it was his ex-partner. Okay. I didn't say it was his ex-partner. I'm kind of missing that. That's why I'm rereading it again. Okay. I got to chime in. World Zoom could not have said it was his ex-partner that turned him in yet. He has not said a thing since he was detained. More misinformation at this point. So I'm kind of missing that. World, did somebody else in here say that it was his ex-partner? I've just been asking the room who they thought. He said a fake poster was created. So that's what he had said in his video. And he said he knew who it was. So I'm not sure. But good morning, our Philippine journey. Have a good day. Be safe out there. I don't. People that do crimes like this don't change. Okay. I beg to differ on that. Only the ones that keep repeating it over and over again. So it could be that he's done it before. I don't know. Could be something totally different. Antics. No, you did not say it. It was in the comments. Oh, okay. That's what I thought. So how are you and Miss Arlene? So definitely, like when you get back, we definitely want to come up and have lunch and everything there at Candy Palace. Gotcha. I came out of work one day. Someone broke in and destroyed my steering wheel column. That's crazy. This is something Bruce Davis. Same for me at work all night and someone stealing your stuff at work. I hear people are leaving cars open in the US, especially in certain states. After that presidential election, it's going to be a hot mess. That is for sure. This happened many years ago, yet he's still caught in so many lies, hasn't changed. Yeah, that I would say. Mike Ross, I agree with you. I'd rather stay out of others. That is just me. Good morning, Cheap Suit Willie. Something in his story does not add up. Good morning, Eraser X. So why wasn't he extradited? Well, honestly, I'm not even going to try to make anything any more than I actually know. I think he would have been extradited, and he could have, okay, this is a possibility that he was and he already got out. Who knows? He could have, he said it was 4 months he was over there. So I didn't calculate how long he was gone. But if he was extradited and wanted on something, he would have had to handle that with them. They could have settled something with attorneys. There's all kinds of things. I don't know. But maybe there's somebody else that would know more. But I would have figured extradition would have came along with if he had more warrants or if he owed a bunch of tax money or a bunch of money. Heard so many different things that he still owed the something million back, and that's why. But the newspapers said that he had issues. So, but that's the newspapers are not all correct. If he did have an immigration lawyer, he still got booted. Something happened. The money, a lawyer couldn't get him out of. Well, here's the thing. According to him, one amount was 400,000. That's quite a bit here. Understand anything, including that, him being in jail has to go in front of a board. So not all the money in the world could save you. Not everybody here is going to take a penny to get you. I believe myself personally that there's been a shift in guards here. People laugh at me. It's not the old Philippines. They're catching these sexpats. They're catching the ones that have warrants. They're stopping the ones with warrants from entering the country. All these things. I think there's a change in the guard. So people can believe what they want to. Like I said, they still believe they can drop a dime and they're just going to go pick somebody up. I'm sorry. I don't think it works that way. Could be wrong or naive, but according to the Filipinos and expats alike, doesn't seem to be too far from it. So remember the Bulla scandal where the Bureau of Customs were caught planning on passengers' luggage. Okay, it was widely reported. The point being, extortion is a big problem. When did that happen? When? And that could have been an individual, not the government in whole. I mean, we know that there are people this is a poor country. Even the ones that are like they're getting ready to raise a teacher's salary somewhere around the lines of 30 to 50,000 pesos. Like that's what they want to turn it into. Even then, that's only 600 to what is 50,000 now. give or take 1,000 a month. That's still not a lot. The costs are really rising in the Philippines. It's really cheap to actually live here, but there's still a lot of cost. And so, especially with families and college and everything else. So the people are a little different, what might be going on, but I don't know. But how long ago was that? Personally, I respect the law of every country I go to. And if I dislike something, I just keep it for myself. I plan simple and no trouble. Gotcha on that one. Yeah, I mean, it's it can happen in the US. How about those that are getting off for unaliving somebody, big celebrities, and all they've got to pay is $1 million to an attorney, and they just fight, fight, and fight. Same anywhere. I think there's a way of getting by with judges anywhere in the world. So I think I'm I've been to a lot of countries. Good morning, chosen one. Paul is a serial liar, the con man. I believe nothing he says. The stories are out there. When he told that much of a story, that's why I got interested. And then when people went further into a story, it is an interesting story, and there was so much to learn from that. That is for sure. And now he sounds really disappointed in the government, and he's saying how corrupt the country is now. And I don't know. I don't know. I'll tell you what, hands down, I would live here. We would move here over and over and over again. So if I thought it was that bad off, then we would have just stayed in Mexico or back in the US. Let's see, Hussein. Well said. I agree with you. That's how I am. Talk all you want about me, right? Davis, good morning. How are you? How is this helping anyone? I don't know, but I'm going to keep on talking. Good morning. Let them talk. It's free advertising. That's true. And honestly, I'll let you know. I'll let you know if there's anything that I got to say, I say it. So there it is. So wow, just watch the World Zoom video. Crazy what happened. I know, but I'm not biting on it 100%. How are you going to see tables full of money like that? And I don't know. And the whole thing, I don't know. He's evidently back in the US and something had to go south, but could it possibly be it was basically over his original charges because it was millions of dollars and he had done it multiple times and all of that? It's possible. All of it probably went in front of the board. So it is up to them in the end to make that decision. So when I say, oh, I think I already covered that. I mean, of course, then the video he just released. Gotcha. Good for you, Bavis. You are covering this because you like to gossip about other people's problems. Maybe. And is so? So does everybody else. What's good for the goose is good for the gander now, isn't it? So I guess. Philippine Antics. Oh, okay. So you were just saying it was in the comments earlier. I think it's good to forgive someone who did their time if they are truly sorry for their crimes. From what I've seen, the Zoom is 100% a sociopath, in my opinion. He's a good storyteller. That is for sure. Do I believe there was a lot of issues there? Yeah. I'd have probably been screeching myself, oh my God, the heat, the bugs, where's the government? Yeah, but I'm a female and I have a lot of emotions. I thought men were supposed to stay strong, but I guess it's an equal opportunity situation. And I know it ain't pretty there. And he went on. I did hear him say that he wasn't given his medicine and he got super sick. He said he was in the hospital a bunch. That's how he lost the weight. And so I guess there's more coming. So yes, you can expect me to continue to cover this if it's dealing with anything with expats here. We said that. We're going to cover, we've been doing this for several years. We've covered our life, living in the Philippines, expats' lives. The one thing you're never going to see from us anymore is going into things that are, we're just not going to, just going to leave it at that. I'm not even going to have to explain that one. We're going to cover what we want to cover. That's where it is. We cover expats' lives, Philippine life, both lives. Everybody covers everything. There's even people outside the country covering stuff. So it's social media. As a matter of fact, I think this is more than the norm for people to be on here. Like, as far as I think this is the way people are communicating for the most part. It's alarming what he said about the files, that they were being stamped off with all the cash inside of them going in their pockets. I don't think so. I don't think so. I couldn't see it. It could be. Could be. And maybe there's some people out there that knows exactly what happened. Cardwell illegally left the United States after attempting to procure another person's passport under a different identity. That story went with the original when he left for Thailand. He allegedly took his brother's passport. According to the newspapers, court document, they're saying he took it and then left, and that was the whole original deal before he spent jail and turned rat on his partner. So, allegedly, possibly. But another passport, no, unless he did it all over again. So, but there was, yes, originally. There's no such thing as corruption in the Philippines, just business as usual. Possibly. Like I said, there are good and bad people everywhere. That's what we always say. There are good and bad women when it comes to dating. There's good and bad landlords everywhere. In this day and age, it's just crazy. And I'm going to go where the rent is cheap. I'm going to go where people are more friendly. It's just where it actually is. Yes, he did, but that was a long time ago, and the U.S. did not pursue it. So, well, something happened. They didn't pursue that situation, but he ended up back in the U.S. But that's how he got out. He snuck on out. Cardwell, with the other co-conspirators, allegedly defrauded the Wyoming hospital out of $850,000, traveled to Thailand to purchase real estate with proceeds. Yeah, all of this was in the newspapers. Yep. And he supposedly got a child over there, and supposedly the girlfriend and everything was one of the people that turned him in. There's all kinds of stuff that came out on that. Good morning, Big Papa Travels. I'm leaving the country on the 20th of October. I'll be watching the election from Cebu. Thank you. Hello, good morning. Yeah, that election will be interesting because I'm hearing all kinds of stuff. And really, I'd be like voting none of the above, people. I mean, trying to think. I don't know. I'm just wondering why the other candidates didn't come back after. And has anybody seen? Let's see. I will vote for the first female president before I leave. There you go. This case is being investigated by HSI and the FBI and the U.S. Postal Inspector Service on the passport being taken. They said it was a family member. Oftentimes, wants or warrants are not updated. It's possible they have like installed some better systems because they're not as far behind as most people believe, and they've even installed new things to check the passports and to check backgrounds. I want to say hundreds have been caught already in the first half of the year, as far as the sexpats and people that have serious criminal past where they've already been pre-banned from the country, and they are catching them. That is for sure. He should have paid the guards that 400,000, right? That's what I was wondering. I told George, I said, I mean, they would have helped him escape the country and take a boat from Mindanao. I was talking about that Bon mayor, and they're saying officially they now just booted her from the job. And I'm like, I don't know why that wasn't done right away. I get they might be a little slow here sometimes on like their judicial process or how things are done around here, or but it's like for that kind of money, you could have been on that Miami Vice boat, man. Like, and yeah, not in the US. You'd be lucky to get a surfboard and a box of Cheerios and a half a gallon of non-fat milk for 8,000 pesos or 8,000 US. But here they'd have put you in a house and floated you across for that. Hi, Big Papa. Are you in the Philippines yet? I think he said he wasn't. Good morning, Vietnam. It does seem far-fetched for sure that he told some shoppers in the past. Maybe he meant Whoppers. I'll be there on October 30th. That's good. Big Papa is I see you have a photo of a female with you. That is your, I believe, your wife, fiance. Remind me. I mean, I know who you are and everything. I just don't remember Whoppers. Okay. That's what I thought. He has told some Whoppers in the past. I mean, he sat down. I mean, that was where a lot of people were taken back when the story fell apart and it was covered by a crap load of people. I mean, what are we going to sit around and talk about? Women in bikinis, and you guys all had a fit when we talked about immigration stuff, which keeping up on immigration during the pandemic was not an easy situation. You can talk about your life so much, talk about budgets and do other things, but when the world Zoom thing came out and he was like, I was like, yeah, this isn't really going well. What part you fly to Clark or Manila? Oh, he's probably asking Cebu. Bruce, Rob Murray, do you think he told some stories in the detention? It's hard saying. But I'd be curious what he says. And then it's like, okay, is he really just telling a story or is it what really happened actually in there at that point? Mosquitoes sound about right. Kids? I didn't hear they had kids in there. I mean, they showed in different jails and prisons here that they've had female and but I didn't see any kids, but that's a possibility, guys. What happened? Why did all of the news get shut off immediately like an hour ago? Did you know what is going on with the media and why? Interesting. Didn't see anything. When you say that, you're saying like nothing's actually like broadcasting. So anybody have an idea on that? Trying to look at the same time. Did I mention I missed George? Let's see. Hey, Street, good morning. I didn't watch Zoom, wouldn't give him the satisfaction, and nothing he says is real like Trump. Biggest reason I'm covering it is not that we do or don't believe his story, or I. It's mostly that he's saying that the country is pretty much that he's blaming him for everything. He's blaming another expat and said an expat created a poster and got him in trouble. and that they were vulnerable and did it anyways. Do I believe that? It's possible. It's possible. But again, if that was true, I wouldn't be here by now. I'd be gone. If for everybody that said they were going to do that that loves me so much, then I wouldn't be here either, nor have my 13A. So, but there are some things he's coming up with. I think the country is just fine, and that it's friendly people. And so far, all my processes have been fair. I think they've been a little tough on paperwork. Like they wouldn't take one birth certificate over another. We had to wait for it. They wouldn't take one document over the other. But the offices will vary a little bit. You are in a third world country. Some things, their processes take longer. Just like people that are wanting to take their wives to the U.S., it's a big process. That is for sure. But it's, you know, did I mention it's inexpensive to live here? And it's the country of my husband that he was born and raised in. If you guys haven't checked out George's recent walkabout video, he did put one out. He's going to start doing more of those out and about videos. Usually we only put a couple of those out a month, like different videos of us doing something. And like I said, right now he's in Rizal and he's going to be throwing up. He took 2 of the DJI drones with him. He's hoping to get footage because here, regardless of people showing drone footage, there's several vloggers that have in the last year or two. You're only allowed to have them go so far and up legally. By law in the Angel City area where we are within a certain area, putting a drone up so high in the air with the airport so close and everything is illegal. So, and we're just not going to do that. So you would have to check with the drone laws, but where he's going, he should be able to. And he's wanting to get that and a bunch of footage. So that's instead of canceling, I had him go because I'm on steroids and antibiotics just as a update and everything. So, but you should talk about the old man driving the mystery machine. He needs to start his YouTube channel on van life. Shameless plug. There you go. Scooby-Doo, second wind. Why do people complain about you covering this? If they don't like it, they tune out simple. Yeah, it's okay. It's fine. Actually it is. So in the past, I've not handled myself the best and they like to mess with us. I've always said, and people be like, oh, you're just, don't have George here to hold me back today. But I'm beyond all that and I've rose above all of it. And with my medical conditions, which includes a lot of medication and a lot of pain levels of what I'm dealing with, I do lose my patients very quickly. And it's something I haven't dealt with, but the pain management is more under control. I'm getting more rest and not pushing myself. And so, and through the process of our manager and other vloggers, big vloggers, they've actually given me some pointers on how to deal with it. And I just realized, it is what it is. So it's, but we do appreciate everybody sticking through for sure. Really do, guys. And today, like it says, my first live stream by myself. But yeah, they're going to do that. And we just say, let them talk. That's all it is talk. A lot of people make the insinuations that me and George is totally unhappy, that we're 100 different things. And at the end of the day, the only thing that matters is me and George. And I love him. He loves me. Does he work my nerves? Do I work his nerves? Yes, like any marriage. But, I'm a female expat living in the Philippines. I deal with things like everybody else does. Put one shoe on one at a time. We're just a small channel. That enjoys the communication with people. So, letter Kenny Dan, allegedly. Okay. Letter Kenny Dan, allegedly. Yeah, we have to say allegedly, possibly. And honestly, I don't care. I mean, could all be true. Good morning, Victor. I don't know. I don't know if he's allowed to go into Thailand. He will be in Thailand or Vietnam soon. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Is he? I can't say whether he can return to Thailand after all that stuff. They'll let him back in the country after he was deported before or extradited or so. Oh, okay. It's your daughter. Okay. I can't see. I just see a little circle. I've got both the tablet up and to see the live chat versus like I said, we can only see the only so much comes up on. That's why we always say we get two different visions here. Someone ratted him out. I don't know. If I had to assume who he was talking about, it could be possibly, a couple different people, but first person came out for people's Mark. So, because Mark put a bunch of things out, but they always assume people put stuff out. The first time somebody that's upset about something, they'll target one person and say that's the person. I mean, I'm not sure. He could come out with something else, or he could just let the fur fly. But releasing it's not going to make much, make much difference. So. I say whoever ratted him out did the country a favor. I support you doing Zoom because everybody loves gossip. Just won't give the crooks view. That is true, but let them bite. It's part of media. I watched that Gypsy Rose thing, and believe me, I've learned so much from that alone. But she keeps feeding them. I mean, she really feeds and fights with them on air. Like, I mean, and I used to do that even as a few months ago. You guys all remember when John came on air onto our panel and we started learning about who to let on the panel or not. And he started going at me because he was backbiting his girlfriend at some point. And at that point, I had said something to him, and then he threw the abuse of my ex-husband in my face, which upset me at that point. So then I started thinking about the physical and emotional abuse that I had gotten from my prior husband. And it made me cry on air. And he's like, oh, I got her. Because he called me a BIT on air in front of people. And he went on with that glorious moment forever. And is that what his life turned out to be? That he made a woman cry over her own abuse because he was screaming at her? Fine, let it be what it was. Okay. But that's just it. They think that everybody's sitting around in pure misery when in fact whatever they're saying is just what's going on in their own life. They're just deflecting long enough. I'm on to all of the stuff now. It doesn't mean that I still won't snap in the future, but it helps, guys. Yes, Guy, appreciate it. Robin Mari, 104 but 38 likes. It'll update here in a little bit, but yes, do the thumbs up on the video. It helps push the video out. And if you guys aren't subscribed, I just heard from somebody again besides Sarah that they're unsubscribing people. So when they do any updates or things happen, it somehow unsubscribes people. So it's give or take like, I think it's 60% are subscribed right now. And the other watchers, I think it's somewhere around 58, 42, but 42% are not subscribed. It does help the channel, but the comments and you guys participating in the live does help quite a bit. And I appreciate you guys making my solo journey here today of trying to work everything. Like I said, I had to call George and say, how do I work the soundboard? So, yes, thank you so much. It's good to see you back, Big Papa. Please don't forget to hit the like. Make sure to subscribe and the bell notified for up and coming lives. I try to put out in advance that there's a live coming. Look for the community posts because we put community posts out in between. And I don't know if you guys, which doesn't really affect people, but because of the rainfall and different things going on in the floods, and other reasons, the leprosy cases are up. They've had X amount that have become unalive because of it. And you would have to be in full contact a long time in order to catch leprosy. And but the cases are up and people are being hospitalized from it. Also, the hepatitis cases and the other one, I can't think of the other one right now. I know which one's on my mind, but just be sure to, when you're in public places, long term and everything, washing your hands. And I know I shouldn't have to mention all that, but kind of off topic there. Because that was in the news too. I was thinking about the person saying the news going out. Talking about Zoom. Oh, did we already do? But I hope people don't watch him and his channel shrivels up so he doesn't profit. They're gonna watch, and unfortunately, we know and others know that the drama sells, but you can run a channel strictly on drama, but just I'll leave that one alone by itself. Thank you, Violet. Happy anniversary and good night to everyone. Good night. How far behind am I? 9:35. Oh, not too far behind here. Remember, people gave me crap for getting married to my wife, the best thing in the world. Yeah, you got to do you. And that's what I've been saying. It's kind of like the budget thing. I kind of cringe because I just heard some guy. Somebody came up in my feed where the guy said he didn't get back his deposits from his rentals, and he was showing his place, and it looked more like Tondo-like he has to go inside of a building on top of a building to get to his place, like building and building and building. And he shows how someone's air conditioner is leaking in his house. It's something crazy, the setup, but I think he's paying like, I don't know. I think he was paying about $70 or $80 a month for his place. And it was a small place, but he said he didn't get back the deposits and he was upset over it. But he was advising people about a $500 amount to live on, or euros, 500 euros, which would be a little higher, but I don't know about that. But it can be done. Everybody has to make their own decision on what to actually live on. We can give you advice. Others can give you advice. You can listen to the show, but it's up to you guys. World Zoom does have the child, okay, in Thailand. There it is. Interesting photo. That looks like that one bear guy from the 70s, that show. Whoa, man, if you don't care, why are you making money or talking about it? Because we are, and we have. We've earned our spot. We're going to keep doing it. So, what do you think that's going to change? Or people talking, or people think they say a few hurtful things, we're just going to close down shop? No. No. We do and don't care at the same time. How's that? OMG. Do you think he should go to Vietnam or Cambodia? I don't know. Do. I think World Zoom needs a hug. He is so strong to survive. Well, that is a big possibility. He probably does if he survived all that, because not saying it's not easy. Being there for sure would be rough. I wouldn't wish that or worse that on my worst enemy. So he definitely is a survivor. There's no denying in that one. That's for sure. And good morning, Pee Wee. Oh my, trolls every live. Might as well unblock them to make them engagement so high. Good morning. Hello. Yeah, we'll pass. Not everybody deserves to be that. So there's a limit. So World Zoom needs to pay back the money he stole. If he still owes that. Yeah, who makes money? We make money to pay back. It goes right back into the channel, into our cats, which people actually love, by the way. So, and that's pretty much what makes it. On average, I think we make about, if we add in like the other stickers on the side and the coffees and everything, tops we're making 100 a week before taxes. And we probably have about $100 worth of editing stuff. So there's somewhere between the editing, the lights, replacement SD cards that get filled. We pay for storages. We have storage that where we store all of our videos. That all costs money. That all adds up pretty quick. So $100 a week before taxes is the tops. And that's for a drama month. That was one of our highest months. So what? Hi, sweetie. Got the kitty here. So that's just it. And then he'll never be able to pay off all that money. Seemed like a lot. He said he did, though. If you listen to him, he said that he did. So yeah, there's many trolls today, Bruce. A couple got muted, and that's fine. There are some, and we don't even mind the ones that want to come in and watch and make comments. We don't care. We've said it before. The ones that watch other channels, there's some channels we don't watch or participate in and have no affiliation with. And even if they do talk on the other channels, they can come in here. We're just not going to give a floor, to certain ones. So that's all can be said about that. And some people feel they all should just have the right to say it, but we're not going to have the room disturbed. And that is our right at $100 a week. Okay, so that's our right that we don't have they can come in and that'd be just about it. YouTube is really rough about unsubscribing you if you are not active on the channel. Just say hi and stay active so YouTube sees that you have an active subscriber and it's just not about, It's interesting because a lot of our people, like Sarah, she is in here several times a week and they unsubscribed her recently, but I would agree on that. So, because I think it was like 6 months, like when we first started the channel a couple years ago, we had several thousand, like in a period of time, and we were just going around Florida, and then most of them got unsubscribed down to about 300 or 400 people, and they purged the ones that just weren't active. So, yep. Am I muted? No, I see you there, sweets. Nope. As a matter of fact, we went back through, there is a list of words that were like generalized, certain cuss words and things. If it's got a link in it, it'll block. We don't have the links allowed. And if it's too long, which isn't our deal, then it actually gets held. Then YouTube has its things. And so, but we released a bunch of stuff recently because we're really not concerned about it anymore. So. Hey. Hi, Ted. I know it's all good. It is. I told George, both me and George have the same theory. We're not worried about people unless they literally are in our face. And they're not going to do that. They say they are. They pretend they are, but they're not. Hi, Racer X. Ted, you're slacking. No, we appreciate Ted. Ted's the bomb. Our regulars and those that participate, we really do appreciate you guys. We really do. It's the YouTube for me and George was something that when we were already together, like in Florida, we started going around to places. In Orlando, we went to tons of restaurants and places, and we started recording. We wanted it more for our grandchildren and our children and for memories, which we have. That's the biggest thing first. Secondly, we did a lot of pandemic help, like people coming here. So for the ones that have come here, sat down with us when we've had lunch with them or done things, that's been the greatest, gift that there is. And we have helped a lot of people. We still do. So when they come in and say, all we do is gossip, okay, that's their belief. They say that we're just, talking negative about that, or we do a lot of different things, and we just like interacting with the people, and that actually comes first over money because YouTube really doesn't pay, and it's enough to compensate, but we're not making our entire living on it based on what people actually think it is. It's just actually a little extra, and it's fun. It's actually, like a lot of people said, it's not what is the wording? It does give you something to do sometimes, and basically that's what it is for me. So it's more of a hobby. And yes, I said we. Thanks for blocking, Ted. You're doing a fine job. Okay, Donnie. Cheeseburger. There it is. There it is. I don't care, H. What is it? I'm good, happy, and wife is good. That's what matters. And Bruce should be returning home here shortly. And by the way, guys, 15 more days until Philippine Christmas starts. Can you believe I'm already starting to see Christmas music on YouTube already? And it's weird because I haven't looked up any Christmas music. So either someone else is listening to it and it's passing it through on the algorithm. My guess is other Filipinos are starting to play it. And 130 days till Christmas. So I thought I'd let you guys know that it's actually coming. So like button, folks. 6 weeks, girlfriend, wife to be will be here in the US. I bet you're excited. I think you're like really excited, Racer X. I think Zoom needs a strong hug around the neck. Hi, Streak. Good to see you. Good evening. Yeah, you don't make enough money. Well, it's always been like that, unless your channel becomes where it's up there, where it's a full career and you have the right niche and everything else and you do well at it. It's a small percentage that hit that number. I want to say it's less than 10% total that can really do that. And sponsorships, and you make a whole career, but we don't have to make a whole career out of it. So it's and it takes a lot of advertisement and all that. So good morning, Brian. Philly in the Philippines is in the house. Aw. I did like the bikini on Lit. She looks really good. You guys look really good. You guys look relaxed and everything else. I must say that. And the time with the family and everything, that is really great. I didn't even see any of them come in, was not paying attention to everyone's text. They come and go. Brian, back and forth. Da, 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 da. I really liked the Rapid Hotel. The hot tub was amazing. I get nervous anymore. What was the Rapid Hotel? Is that one of them inexpensive ones? Or so me and George talked about doing a few here lately, but I just been nervous here lately because again, back to why I'm not with George and he's in Rizal with a couple friends and their family is because I'm on steroids and I'm on antibiotics and my immune system is shot. I'm afraid if I got bit by an ant, that'd probably be the end of me. So right now I'm double paranoid. So I was like, I'll chill. And if it wasn't for the World Zoom thing, then I was just going to, which I'll rest after this for sure. But I still wanted to see everybody. Yes, Christmas already. Why you bullcrapping, man? Here's another year that I'm not even going to bother with this new kit and even thinking about it. I think I'm really going to get something that sticks on the wall this year, but they're only going to like bungee across the room and land on it on the wall. I know they are. This new kitten is definitely a runt because we've had her a month. They said she was somewhere between 6 to 8 weeks back then because she was fully eating food and doing things. She was jumping, climbing, and everything else when we got her, which would put her at 3 months old. And the other kitten, I think, is 4. And there's like 10 times different. But I think we have another. And like I said, it's a female. All the Vermonts. Cindy said block trolls always. We do when we actually know them or if they come in because to disturb. And some people don't mind and they say it makes the algorithm go around. And it's okay to say some things. We'll answer some things. But when they disrupt so bad, that's when they ended up getting it. And so that's their intentions. So, Bruce, let me know when you get free time when you come. I'll make a trip up there to see you. Yeah, and then we can meet with you too when he gets back. Second wind here in Angel City. We really need to set up another meet and greet. We talked about that forever. We might just wait until we hit the 15,000 mark to actually do that. So it may take a little bit longer to actually do that, but another incentive mark for sure. Take care of yourself, Heidi. Thank you, Cindy. Oh, Scotland. Hi, H&G from, is it Massine City, returned after 6 months in Scotland. How was it in Scotland? Had a friend in Edinburgh. Second win. That was the H. The Philly stayed his last night. Okay. Cool. Good morning, Alan. Good morning. How is the channel doing? Good morning to everyone from Kaling, Luzon. Guys, be sure to check out Alan Retired in the Philippines. We know he had started a channel. And Bruce. So guys, I wanted to do this live stream today in regards to, looks like we're down to the end of the comments. In regards to World Zoom is back on his channel. He's claiming he's been 4 months. He was 4 months inside of the immigration detention. He's got a lot to say. He's going to be releasing other videos. So you'll probably see at least one more video of us covering more. I'll probably even do clips and do a reaction, because it would probably be more of a debunking situation of anything that I would know or heard from other expats, because I know the country gets a bad rap too. Okay. And he's saying he was there 4 months. He said there were no formal charges made. They didn't even have any. He said that there was an expat that turned him in. And my guess was, he's not saying, but I was thinking more along the lines of Mark, because Mark put a bunch of videos up about him, but he could be wrong on that one. But he says he'll be getting into that. He's probably just stringing it out for the things. But it looks like he's back in his mother's home, the one where he was recording before. So he's returned back home. And that's what he's actually doing. He said there's a lot of corruption, that immigration, all kinds of stuff. But I know based on that, he probably won't get back in. But he said they made a poster and they went based on that without investigation. I don't know if it was that easy. If it was that easy, there'd be a lot of people gone. But we do appreciate everybody coming in today and supporting the channel. George should be back should be later tonight, or if not in the morning. And so probably just have him stay there instead of trying to actually come back. But we do appreciate you guys coming in today, to our moderators and our members. If you guys have not subscribed, be sure to subscribe, leave a comment. Guys, consider membership. It does help our channel grow. We use it for different things. It does, keeps the lights on at headquarters. Appreciate you guys. And thank you, Ted, Bruce Davis, Alan, Brian, Philly in the Philippines. Check his channel out, guys, which he doesn't need any introduction. Let's see, Bruce, I'm going through here. Thank you, Brian. Streak was in the house. Sarah was in the house. And let's see, Big Papa Travels, Salem the Realtor, Violet, Big Papa. We just scroll back up through here usually. I still miss George doing this. Chosen One was in the house, Damien, and our regulars that didn't make any comments, and the ones that are watching, the regulars that watch and need content. There it is. A Cheap Suit Willie, cute name. Our Philippine Journey was in the house. Hillbilly Pyro was in the house. Mike Ross was in the house. Appreciate it. Hillbilly, Bob Tweeds, Philippines. And is that Dos Vagos? There was in the house. Scott, of course, in the world as I see it. Robin Mari. Probably missing people. Michelle Vallejo, California Bear, Victoria. George is in the house. Lori Rowe was in the house. MB Cindy. Thank you guys for joining me. I'm still saying us. I know it. So, and George will be back in on the next live, and we'll probably be covering anything that comes up additional, plus other things going on in the Philippines, guys. Appreciate you guys.